Good morning, world. This is Ivan O'Mara. It's 9 o'clock. Just woke up. I'm off today, so. Or I might work maybe around 1 o'clock. I don't know, but I highly doubt I'm working. Because Mondays are usually not busy. I could go 40, so chances are I don't work today. I need today off because I've been working like 3 shifts the past 3 weeks. So I need today off. That way I can relax a little bit. Because I work Tuesday, Wednesday at Denty's tomorrow, right? So I get today off. Which is good. I made coffee, so in a good, I don't know, 10 minutes I'm going to go to get my coffee. I made coffee. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed my video I made yesterday. Talked about Sky's Entertainment and Xanax and scheduling conflicts. Yeah. Chances are I will have scheduling conflicts with the actors for my movies. Huge scheduling conflicts for my movies, yeah. Guaranteed some actors will be locked on for movie projects. Because the Hollywood actors have careers, they have to make money, right? And so when Hollywood throws them offers, sometimes they're going to be accepting offers. It's not guaranteed I want to choose them for my movie, so they're going to be accepting some offers, man, because they need money, right? Well, no, technically speaking, they don't need money. They're already rich, but they want to make more money for themselves and for their career. That's why they're guaranteed going to be locked on. Some of them will, especially the big guys, are guaranteed going to be locked on for the movie. Some of the big guys are going to be locked on, obviously. But Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson and Ben Affleck have more than enough money to hold out. That's why their agents might tell them, yeah, hold out, wait, and Ivan's considering you as his first choice for The Great Escape. Hold out and wait it out. And then when The Great Escape is greenlit, we'll call his office. And then my second guys will tell their agents, yeah, Ivan's considering these guys as his first choice, but they still have to read for the part, right? Yeah. They still have to read for the part. That's how it works right now. They still have to read for the part, obviously. I can't just blind choose actors. No, you have to give actors opportunities and other actors opportunities to be in your movie. Like I'll have Keanu Reeves compete with Tom Cruise for the villain. You can have Ben Affleck compete with Robert Downey Jr., Denzel Washington, and Matt Damon. You can have Scarlett Johansson compete with Nicole Kidman and other actors, other big woman actors in Hollywood. Denzel Washington's also good for the Big Boss, so I can picture him as the Big Boss. Robert Downey Jr. is good too. I can picture him as the Big Boss too, Robert Downey Jr. That's why they're all really good for the role. See. Yeah. Denzel Washington's worth, I don't know, 250, 280 million. So for him, you can give him like 100 million of the royalties. You can pay him like his 25 million and give him like a 17 million bonus. That's a good deal for Denzel Washington. Robert Downey Jr. is worth 300 million. So for him, you can pay him 25 salary. You can give him a 18 million bonus. And like 100, like 16, 17 million royalties. That's a good deal for Robert Downey Jr. He doesn't make that in Hollywood, right? That's a good deal for him, yeah. And Matt Damon's only worth 55 million, so for him, he's a smaller A-lister. So for him, you can pay him the high end, 15.9, but he doesn't get a bonus. You can give him 26 million of the royalties, the high end. That's a good deal for Matt Damon. He doesn't make that. He makes like his 10 total in Hollywood, right? 8 million in Hollywood. That's a good deal for Matt Damon, obviously. What I can do is I can have Matt Damon compete with Ben Affleck for the big boss, you can also have him compete with Keanu Reeves for the other villain. Because Matt Damon's also good for the villain because he did the Bourne series, and in Bourne he's an assassin, right? Yeah, he's a badass fighter. That's why he's also good for the movie too. And he's cheaper, Matt Damon. He's cheaper than the other guys, right? He's a bit cheaper, obviously. He got do a movie for $50.9 million and twice his money in the royalties. And you pay him like his $3.5 million for the game. You give him like $1.2 million for the merch. It's a good deal for him, right? He signed like a what? $40 million deal, whatever it is. Matt Damon doesn't make $40 million in Hollywood. Yeah. He signed like a $5 million deal, Matt Damon. Massive contract, which is like a $33 million deal in American money. Matt Damon doesn't make $30 million in Hollywood. He makes like his 10, his 8, his 12. Yeah. Matt Damon would have been bigger than Ben Affleck and all of them had he done Avatar. Because I heard for Avatar, he negotiated for like 10% of the gross, but he turned it down. And he would have made like his hundreds of millions of dollars for Avatar. He would have been richer than Ben Affleck, all those guys, but he turned Avatar down. Yeah, I read about that. Yeah, Matt Damon initially turned down Avatar, and he's obviously pissed off because he didn't know the movie would be a huge hit, the highest grossing movie ever made. Right? Yeah. See, because you need to give actors in Hollywood opportunities to be in your movie. That's why you have to have other actors compete for the job. Like Keanu Reeves is not my first choice, but I might end up choosing the other actors, right? If the audition tape is better, right? Yeah. Because Tom Cruise is worth $600 million, you have to pay him. Tom Cruise, I can pay him the $51 million for his base. He gets a $20.9 million bonus and a $30 million salary for the movie. If he chose him, I can give him $185 million of the back end royalties. I worry about $200. I'm like, no, I'm not going any higher than $180 for Tom Cruise. You don't want these guys ripping you off, man. What I'm paying them is enough. They don't make this in Hollywood. I'm not paying them any more than $185 for Tom Cruise. I worry about $250 for Tom Cruise. I'm like, no, Ivan, he's big, but you know how big Tom Cruise is? I know he may be big in Hollywood, but he's small compared to me, man. Yes, he's worth $600 million, but he's not me and VJ. He's small compared to me. He's not the main show when he's in my movie. He'll make my movie better. That's why I'm paying him the big bucks. Well, I'm not paying him any more than $185 at the back end. And I can pay him like $15 million for the game, because he's big, $16 million for the game. And I can give him like $10 million for the merch. So Tom Cruise signed like a $300-something million deal, right? So 51 plus 185. Oh my bad, I messed up. 51 plus 185 plus 16 plus 10. Tom Cruise signed like a $260, like $5 million deal in Canadian money, which is like a $190 million deal in American money. Tom Cruise doesn't make. He signed about a $200 million American deal. Tom Cruise doesn't make $200 million Hollywood. I heard for what's that movie called again? Top Maverick. He made like his 12 and he got $100 million of the back end. But even that contract's not as big as his contract for The Great Escape. Tom Cruise. And now you guys understand why my comedy blows out of the water. You're paying Tom Cruise more than Keanu Reeves. Yeah, because Tom Cruise is bigger than Keanu Reeves. He's worth more than he's worth $200 million more than Keanu Reeves. That's why I'm paying him more. He's worth more. Yeah. If you think I'm going to give him like $250, $300 million, you're crazy. Me and Vijay are probably going to make our $3.84 billion off the movie. I'm not going to give Tom Cruise $300 million of royalties. No. He's ripping you off. Pay him like his $185. That's good enough for him. He doesn't make that in Hollywood, right? And it's $51 million for his base and bonuses. $60 million for the game. You give him $10 million for the merch. It's a good deal for Tom Cruise. Sarah? You know, you can give him like $12.5 million, $13 million for the merch. A bit more for the back end for the merch. Tom Cruise, that's a good deal for him. What about 50? I'm like, no. I'm not going to overpay these guys, hammer me off. No, man. He gets $13 million for the merch. It's a good deal for Tom Cruise. Signed a 200, like, I don't know, 70 million deal in Canadian money, which is like a 200, 195 million deal in American money. So Tom Cruise signed about a 270 million deal. Massive contract for him. That is make that Hollywood. Yeah. And all of those guys' agents will call my office for the Great Escape. They're all going to call. All going to call. Keanu Reeves' agent will call. My secretaries will tell them, yeah, Ivan is considering Keanu Reeves as the first choice. Tom Cruise's agent will call for the Great Escape. Robert Downey Jr.'s agent will call for the Great Escape. Denzel Washington's agent will call for the Great Escape. Matt Damon's agent will call. Scarlett Johansson's agent will call. It's crazy. Paul Bettany's agent will call. John Krasinski's agent will call. Brie Larson's agent will call. I'm also going to have other actors compete with John Krasinski and Brie Larson for the role. But have those actors be smaller A-listers. That way they don't affect your budget. Obviously. So, Sarah? Well, John Krasinski's a bigger A-lister, but he's a lower ranked one. Whereas Brie Larson's a smaller A-lister. Obviously. Yeah. To give Matt Damon more of an opportunity, I can have Matt Damon audition for 3 parts. You'd have Matt Damon compete with John Krasinski if you want. He competes with Ben Affleck for The Big Boss. He also reads for the villain. You can have Matt Damon compete with John Krasinski and what I'll just have Matt Damon compete with John Krasinski instead. I think Matt Damon's good for one of the couples. You can do that. Have Matt Damon compete with one of the John Krasinski, or you can have, because Matt Damon's really good for the movie, or you can have Matt Damon as one of the other couples instead of competing with the other guys, right? So you give him an opportunity to be in your movie. So I can have 3 B-listers and you can have Matt Damon be one of the couples, but because Matt Damon is good for the movie, I might have him be my first choice for the movie. He's one of the couples. Because I don't want him competing with Ben Affleck. Him and Ben Affleck are best friends. I don't want him competing with Ben Affleck, right? And for my movie, the actors are competing hard. I don't want Ben Affleck competing with Matt Damon. They're best friends. So the best thing to do, I don't want him competing with Keanu Reeves either. It's not really fair. So you can have him be one of the couples. So I'll have John Krasinski compete with other actors. Matt Damon could be one of the couples. He most likely is my first choice. You can have him be your first choice, but he has to compete with other actors, and the 3 other actors are B-list actors. That way you give B-list actors an opportunity to be in your Great Escape movies. I'm sorry. Yeah. But Matt Damon, I have to put more money into the movie to pay him. I know I have enough. Matt Damon, I have to pay him like $15.9 million salary, and I have to give him like $26 million in royalties. If he's worth 60, I can give him a bit more. I can give him 28. A bit more, 28 million in the back end, right? But 27 million in the back end. But that's a good deal for him, obviously. Because Matt Damon's actually good for the Great Escape. You can have him be one of your couples in the movie. He's also, yeah. So his agent will call my office for the Great Escape. I can tell the agent, yeah, Ivan's considering Matt Damon as his first choice for one of the couples, but he has to read and compete with other actors for the job, obviously. And you have B-list actors chosen for your movie, obviously. I don't know what B-list actors are good for the Great Escape, but I mean, you have to have B-list actors compete with the job, obviously. Yeah. And those guys, you pay them their 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.9, 4.5. They get $250K for the merch, $1.5 million for the game, but they don't get any royalties. The B-list actors agents, Ivan, ask for royalties for the Great Escape. You have to be strict and say no. They're not getting a dime off the royalties, man. I'm already giving a lot of my royalties away. These actors are not worth my royalties. The only movie where I'm giving them royalties is Zane's. Zane's is a special story. I want the actors to destroy the role, and I want to make an amazing movie. That's the exception. But all my movies after that, these actors are not getting any money off the royalties. And I'm not paying them any more than 4.9. They don't make that in Hollywood. They make their 800, 900, 1 million, 500K in Hollywood for their television shows. Because I'm not gonna let these guys do these, I'm sorry. Because these actors don't have that much value. That's why they're not worth that much. They have a little bit of value. They're skilled actors, but they don't really help build the buzz. The ones who help build the buzz are the A-listers, hence why they get paid the big bucks. The smaller ones get paid the big bucks. The bigger ones get paid the big bucks. Whereas the biggest actors also get paid a lot of money, but not the kind of money the A-listers are making. And you need biggest actors, that way you balance your salary cap. Because if you pay all these A-listers all that kind of money, it's going to drain I have to put more money into the movie. It's going to drain the budget. So I'm sorry. And now you guys kind of saw why the Great Escape will have crazy buzz. You have Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington, Nicole Kidman, Scarlett Johansson. You have Matt Damon. You have Charles Dance. You have all these A-listers. Brie Larson. The movie has crazy buzz. I have all these A-listers in my movie, man. It's crazy. Yeah. But the other three roles, I'm going to tell the secondaries, the other three roles, you have to tell the agents, Ivan's only casting B-list actors. Because I can't afford to pay all these A-listers. I can't afford to have all my major stars A-listers. Otherwise, you're going to affect the budget. The other three characters are the bartender, he's a B-list actor, he or she's a B-list actor. And the other three people in the couple are B-list actors. Some sour? Yeah. So how much you making the Great Escape for? I'm making the Great Escape for $700 million. Maybe 720. I might put a bit more because if you want to have Matt Damon as one of the couples who gets killed, you have to make sure he gets paid too, right? You have to pay him his 50.9. You got to pay him his 26 million of the back end. You have to pay him too, right? So you have to make sure he gets paid. Yeah, it's very important. Hey, give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna go upstairs and get my coffee. My coffee's ready. I hope you guys enjoy the show about the Great Escape. Yeah. Right back, guys. I thought it'd be cool to talk about the Great Escape because I talk about Zayas all the time, right? Zayas is my first movie. Was the Great Escape's my second movie after Zayas. I'll be making, obviously. Yeah, it's not a good idea to have Matt Damon compete with Ben Affleck because they're best friends and you don't want to what? Like, to give Matt Damon a better opportunity, you can have him compete for one of the couples. Obviously. I won't have Matt Damon compete with John Krasinski. I'll have John Krasinski compete with another actor. And then Matt Damon competes with other actors for the couple. Or you give him a better opportunity to be in your movie. Instead of having to compete with Ben Affleck for the big boss, right? Because they're best friends in real life, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Yeah, you don't want to do a thing where the movie can affect their friendship a little bit. They compete hard and like choose one actor and they're all pissed off. Yeah, because all the actors who compete when they're not chosen, their agents and are going to be all pissed off because they all want to be my movie so bad. They know my company's better than Hollywood. So I'm saying, yeah. 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 All right, what about Idris Elba? Idris Elba is good for the great save, but if I re-sign him, he's going to create a stir in the Hollywood industry, and all the agents and managers are going to be very pissed off. Like, what the fuck? Idris Elba's in the Great Escape. That's not fair. Yeah, even though he's good for the Great Escape, I can't have him in the Great Escape. It's not fair to the other Hollywood actors. He was good for Zanus. He was in Zanus. I'm not going to resign for the Great Escape. So I even fuck those actors. Just resign me for the Great Escape. I'm like, no, Idris Elba. Ivan, man, I don't want to go back to Hollywood, man. Like, I'm not here around. I know you think I'm joking around. I'm not playing around. I want to work for Skystars for the rest of my life. I don't want to work in fucking Hollywood, man. Your company blows Hollywood water. You pay me way more money than what I'll ever make in Hollywood. You give me better perks. The fame is much crazier. Like, your company blows Hollywood water. I know, but you're not good for. I'm not going to be signing you for the Great Escape, Edges Up. You can't be selfish. I'm sorry. Because all those Asian stars want to be in that Secret Agent movie. Yeah, I want to be in that Secret Agent movie, man. I'm like, you guys are not good for the movie, man. I'm not going to sign you. Yeah, man. But all the Hollywood actors, agents, and managers are going to tell them, yeah, beg your ass off. Beg your ass off. Be desperate. Beg your ass off for Ivan and immediately resign you. It might work. They might resign you, man. Beg your ass off. The agents are going to tell them that, yeah, you'd rather work for Skystars than work in fucking Hollywood. Ivan's company pays way more. Yeah, it pays more. Pays more in Hollywood. Yeah, man. Pays more in Hollywood. My company. Yeah. So Ben Affleck will be competing hard. Yeah, Ben Affleck will be competing hard with Denzel Washington, Robert Downey Jr. They're going to be competing hard. Keanu Reeves will be competing hard with Tom Cruise, man. Yeah, man. Tom Cruise and other actors. Scarlett Johansson will be competing hard with Nicole Kidman and other woman actors in Hollywood. Matt Damon will be competing hard. Matt Damon's my first choice for one of the couples. I can have him be one. He's good for the movie. You can have him be one of your first choice for the couples. But he still has to compete with other actors. And John Krasinski and Brie Larson are my first choice for one of the couples. But they're going to be competing with other actors too. Yeah, man, you got to have to compete. That's how it works. And the other three spots open for the couples, I'll have B-list actors compete with each other for that role. And all the B-list actors are all calling office and they're competing hard for the job, man. They all want that job so bad. It's crazy. Yeah. Some Sarah? And now you guys have a song why the Great Escape will have so much buzz because I have all these A-listers in my movie. And it's gonna build the buzz. It's gonna build the buzz. Yeah. Crazy buzz. Yeah. Yeah. Paul Bettany will be competing. Paul Bettany, I don't think there's anyone better than the role for Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany, I think, is the only one I might not have to compete. I can't picture anyone better for the job than him. No! The guy who did Oppenheimer, what's his name again? He's good too. You have him compete with Paul Bettany. What's his name again? Cillian Murphy or something like that? What's his name? He did that zombie movie 28 Days Later. Remember that movie that came out in 2003, whatever it is? Is his name Cillian Murphy? and have him compete with Paul Bettany. Yeah, Cillian Murphy. He's good too for the mysterious recruiter. You can have him compete with Paul Bettany. But how much is he worth though? He's worth $20 million, yeah. He's worth about the same as Paul Bettany, so you can pay him his. For him, you can pay him his like 11 and give him like 12 million on the back end. And then Brie Larson, you can pay her 11 and give her 12 million on the back end. They sign like a 23 million deal. You pay them $2 million for the game, and like $1 million for the merch, and they sign like a 24 million deal. Those guys don't make 24 million in Hollywood. They make like their 8 in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm like, how many boats have water? Have Cillian Murphy compete with Paul Bettany for the recruiter, because Cillian Murphy also has that mysterious look that Paul Bettany has. I think Paul Bettany's better, but Cillian Murphy's good too. That's why looking at a sick movie. Yeah, The Great Escape. All the actors are competing hard. It's crazy. Yeah, Cillian Murphy, I heard he got paid like, I don't know, it's like $10 million for Oppenheimer or something like that. Oh, my battery's out, guys. Yeah, my battery's done. Yeah. I'm going to have Jonathan Nolan and David S. Goyer write the script. They're going to be my co-writers. They wrote The Dark Knight. Okay, Ivan, how long do you want? Okay, I make a good, like, 4-hour movie. Okay, so you want, like, a 150, 160-page script? Yeah, 150, 160-page script. And then me and VJ consult for the script. With the script consultants, we tell them our idea for the story. Okay, I want a sad thing like Compliment, we can't find jobs and all that stuff. And yeah. I'm sorry? Yeah. And they end up co-writing an amazing Great Escape script for the movie. Yeah, the Great Escape ends up being the Great Escape might be a masterpiece too. You're looking at an amazing movie. It's not a masterpiece on the same level as Zane's, but you're looking at a sick movie. The movie will have crazy white buzz because I have a lot of big A-list actors in that movie, and that's why it's going to be crazy, man. Crazy with white buzz. It'll take Jonathan Nolan and David S. Goyer maybe 5 months to write the script. In 4 or 5 months, they'll complete the script, and they might do maybe a couple of revisions. Then once that's done, I'll have my president start printing all the scripts, and I'm gonna start, and that's when. And during that time, all those actors' agents are gonna call my office, and they're gonna have to send in the reels for the role. And whoever I choose, I'll be flying them in sometime around August, September to my office, and they sign their contracts. And I take them out to Montana to a nice dinner, and they part up me and VJ's, I don't know, $500, $700 million house for the Great Escape. They part up on my yacht after the takeout. Because it'll be fall, right? Yeah, the Great Escape actors to part up my yacht after the takeouts. Because it'll be fall time, so they can part up my yacht. Obviously. Unless it's a bad day. If it's a bad day and it's raining or something like that, I'll party up my house. But if it's a good, beautiful day, I'm going to do the party in my yacht for after the takeouts for the Great Escape with all the stars chosen. So I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest, though, it most likely is Keanu Reeves, Ben Affleck, Scarlett Johansson. They're my first choice. But I might end up choosing Tom Cruise. I might choose Denzel Washington. I might choose Robert Downey Jr. You know what I'm saying? John Krasinski and Brie Larson are most likely chosen for the couple. Matt Damon, I can have him most likely chosen for one of the couples. But they're going to be competing with other actors. It's competition, man. All the actors who compete are gonna destroy the audition tape. They're all gonna destroy the audition tape, and it becomes tough for me, VJ, Chad, and my casting directors to choose. But because Chad Zaleski loves Keanu Reeves, he's biased. He'll tell me I even go with Keanu Reeves. I work with him on John Wick. I work with him in The Matrix. I think he's best for the role, but he's biased. Yeah, Chad's biased. Obviously, he's gonna tell me I even choose Keanu Reeves. I think he's better for the role than Tom Cruise. Yeah. He's cheaper too, right? Yeah. Yeah. But Rob Downey Jr. and Denzel Washington are more expensive than Ben Affleck. Like Rob Downey Jr., you have to give him like 117 million of the role of the back end. Denzel Washington, you have to give him like 100, 105 or something like that at the back end. They're bigger than Ben Affleck, those guys. Whereas Ben Affleck would guy do a movie for 75 million. Denzel Washington and Rob Downey Jr. would even do a movie for $75 million. Because they're bigger, you have to pay them more. Like 100. Like Denzel Washington, you have to give him like 100 million of the back end points. And Rob Downey Jr. is bigger than Denzel Washington. You have to give him like 117 on the back end. You have to pay those guys their rich salary too, and their bonus too. They're expensive. Yeah, because their agents, those guys' agents are greedy, man. They're greedy pigs. Yeah. Yeah, I can picture Rob Downey Jr. as a big boss. Yes, I know. He's good for the big boss too. I can picture Denzel Washington as a big boss too. Because he did that movie called Training Day. He was a dirty cop. That's why he's also good for the movie too. But Denzel Washington will be in his 80s by the time I do The Greatest Escape. He's 70 now. By the time I do The Greatest Escape, he'll be like 85, 86. But he's still good for the job, obviously. But he'll be older, a lot older, obviously, right? Yeah. Yeah. What B's actors are good for the job, Ivan? I don't know. I can't really think of any B's actors who are good for the job. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Zuzana? But The Great Escape is only like a 2.5-year project. Around there, right? Yeah, first year's pre-production, and then second year, I'll have the crewmen start building the sets in Italy and all that stuff, in New York. Then sometime halfway through the second year, the actors begin. Sometime second year, the actors will do their commercial promo, promos, their magazine photo promos, and they'll start their training. We'll do, I don't know, 3-4 months of training. We'll be staying in Vancouver in the suites and all that stuff. They get a 24-hour level service. They get their luxury buffet. And then sometime the early third year of filming production starts. And production for The Great Escape will be maybe 3.5 to 4 months. And the movie's done. And post-production will be maybe 5 months long. And I most likely will go world touring for The Great Escape too. We might go world touring for maybe 2 months, 2.5 months. And the journey ends. The Great Escape is a one done. That's why I told you. That's why Ben Affleck and all them, and Brie Larson, John Krasinski, and Paul Bettany are praying to God I do The Matrix. Because for The Matrix, they signed a 3-movie deal. But The Matrix is most likely not happening. 10% chance I do The Matrix 4, 90% chance I do The Great Escape. Because because The Matrix 5 is happening. It's greenlit. Unless it goes into development hell and it gets canned and shelved, then I might consider doing The Matrix. But chances are it's going to be the greatest day of Keanu Reeves. Because VJ will tell me, Ivan, I don't feel like making all these annoying calls to Warner Bros. and paying $2 billion for the brand. Let's just do the 4 movies. She might tell me that. Let's just do The Great Escape, Ivan. As secret agents, we're on the run from a criminal organization. Yeah. She'll tell me that. Or she might tell me, Ivan, let's do The Matrix. I don't know. But chances are it's going to be The Great Escape. The Matrix is most likely not happening, man. Sorry, Michael B. Jordan. I'm saying, no, hey, no, son, yeah. So, Sarah? Yeah. So you and VJ look cooler. Yeah, me and VJ look cooler in The Great Escape because we're in the modern times as secret agents speaking modern English. You can relate to us more because we're in the modern times. And the Great Escape, I have a lot of big guys in the movie, big guys and women in the movie. Hence why it's gonna help build the buzz. Where Zetas, I have a few pretty big guys, but I don't have any bigger A's except for Russell Crowe if he's chosen for Zanus. He's the only bigger A-lister in my Zanus movie. But for The Great Escape, I have a lot of big guys in my movie and women. That's why it will build a lot of buzz. And it'll have crazy war buzz in Great Escape 2, obviously. I'm sorry? But The Great Escape is way more slack work for me, VJ. Because for The Great Escape, I don't have to work on the script. I'm just consulting. All me and VJ have to do is just sign the actors, the cinematographers. First year, we signed the actors, the cinematographers, and the visual effects team. Then my presidents are going to sign the rest of the crewmen in Hollywood for The Great Escape. The Great Escape only had maybe 600 crewmen. It's not like 1,500 like Zane's. I have like 600, 500 crewmen for The Great Escape for the movie. And that's why you gotta be careful how much you pay these guys, because you gotta create room to pay your crewmen. The crewmen have to make their 150K deal. They have to get paid. Your crewmen are very important for your movie. So, Sarah? Hence why Ben Affleck's agent and all want more money. I'm like, no, man. Like, I can't afford to pay more money, man. Like, I can afford to pay your money for the back end, but I'm not gonna have you rip me off. For the front end money, I'm limited because I have a budget. That's why the agents are really gonna try and push for the back end money for all their actors, because they know the back end money is unlimited. They know me and VJ are going to do billions in profit, like $4 billion in profit for The Great Escape. They want to make a chunk of that because they're greedy. But you got to be careful for the greedy agents. I'm not going any higher with $75 million for Ben. I'm not going any higher than $80 million for Scarlett. That's good enough for her. I went with $100 million for Scarlett. I'm like, no, I'm not going any higher than $80 million for Scarlett. That's good enough for her. She doesn't make that in Hollywood, Sarah. It's a delay. We won't even make this in Hollywood. Yeah, you don't make this in Hollywood. Yeah. I'm not going any higher than $30 million for John Krasinski. Because he's a lower ranked, bigger A-lister, he gets 30. I'm not. What about 37? I'm like, no. He gets 30 of the back end John Krasinski. That's good enough for him, and I can give him like 16.5 million salary and a 7.5 million bonus. That's a good deal for him. He signed like a 50-something million deal. 50, I don't know, 3 million deal, whatever. It's 54 million deal. It's a massive contract for him. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. So he makes this 8-10 in Hollywood. And now he doesn't have something like how he blows out the water. Yeah, blows out the water. Yeah, if the guy's worth like under 100, the lower ranked bigger aces are the ones who are worth their 95, 90, 80, 85, 70, 75. Those guys don't pay them any more than like 16.8 million for their salary, and don't give them any more than like an 8 million bonus. Because you gotta be careful. And don't pay them any more than like 30. The guy's worth 95, close to 100, that guy can get maybe 37, 38 million of royalties. The guy's worth 90, he will not get any more than like 35. Or 34. The guys with 80, 70, those guys get their 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. That's good enough. You gotta be careful. You don't want these guys ripping you off. And the guys who are worth 100 plus and bargain for their 38 plus, 40, 45, 120, 45, 48, 50, 55, you know what I'm saying? And the ones who are bigger can get a bit more. That's how it works. So I'm saying, that way they don't dupe you. You gotta be careful how much you pay these actors. You don't want their agents duping you. So I'm saying, but the agents are greedy. They want a piece of everything. Ivan, what about like 4 million for the game and like 20 million in the back end for the game? I'm like, no, man. I know you guys are greedy. You're sharks. You smell on the water. You want to make as much money as you can. You're getting greedy. If you think for 1 second I'm gonna overpay these guys, how to rip me off, you're crazy. What I'm paying them is enough. They don't make this in Hollywood. I'm sorry. I'm not giving any actors a piece of the back end for the game. They only get a piece of the merchandise and the box, the movie box office, but not the game. They get a piece of the 4K Blu-ray copy sold on Amazon, but they don't get a piece of the game. Because if you give the actors a piece of the game, now they're ripping you off. You're overpaying them, and they're duping you, man. You're overpaying them. You don't want to do a thing. I'm already overpaying the actors. Money they don't even make in Hollywood. You don't want to do a thing where you really overpay them and they're ripping you off, man. Like, you gotta be careful, man. Don't let these guys dupe you. So, Ivan, all actors, agents are greedy pigs. Yeah, man. Give me a sec, guys. I have to use the bathroom. We'll be back in a sec. Let's get really don't wait off a lot. Hope you guys know this show. Alright, I'm back, guys. Yeah, Ivan, beware of the greedy Hollywood actors, agents, and managers. They're greedy pigs. They're gonna try and get more money, man, out of you and VJ's project, right? Your movie project, yeah. Yeah. So the agents are gonna try and get a piece of the back end for everything. Yeah, they're also gonna try and get a piece of the game too, because they know the game might be number one. Me and VJ are going to do billions and for the game too. They want a bigger chunk of that. I'm not giving any actors a piece of the back end for the game. They only get a piece of the movie and the merch, but they don't get a piece of the game. So I'm saying you don't want these guys ripping you off. So I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, guaranteed Keanu Reeves agent, Tom Cruise agent. Ivan, like, what about 16 million for Tom Cruise and like 30 million at the back end for the game? I'm like, no, man. I know you guys are getting greedy. You want to make more money. I'm not gonna pay Tom Cruise that. I'm not gonna pay Keanu Reeves 10 million and 20 million at the back end for the game. No, he gets his 10. Keanu Reeves base, and that's it. He doesn't get a piece of the game. And Tom Cruise gets his 16 million. I'm not giving him any more than that, man. That's good enough for the game. Yeah. So I have to create room to pay. I also gotta pay my crewmen for the game too. My producers, my game producers, my game directors, my art directors. I have to pay all those guys. I also gotta pay Rabbit, my walkthrough star, his $760,000. He has to get paid too. Rabbit's my walkthrough star. He has to get paid right now. But you gotta be careful. Rabbit's like, Ivan, you're doing the Great Escape with all these big A-listers that are going to be in the game, Ivan. You and I play as you and VJ. Yeah, Rabbit. The guy you did a Way Out with like a couple years ago, you can have that guy play with you for the Great Escape. Yeah, Rabbit's like, holy shit, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying, for doing the Great Escape walkthrough, man. All these actors in the game, and we're playing as you and VJ. Ivan, sign me up, fam. He's all excited, right? Yeah. The Great Escape game I'll make for like $16 million. I'm going to put more money into the Great Escape game because I want to make an amazing game. The Great Escape game will beat the Zanus game. It'll be a better game than the Zanus game. But the Zanus movie will be better than the Great Escape movie. But the game will be better. It's in the modern times. And we can't find jobs. Well, at first you play as the couple on the run, you get killed, and it transfers to me and VJ in New York. We can't find jobs. You tell the people, okay, I want to do a thing where I get into fights at the bar. I have interviews. I have to make it on time. Robert, they time you have to make it on time and all that stuff. Yeah, looking at a sick game. We train in a company. We're on the run. You have car chases, gun chases, fighting chases. It's crazy. And you also have the couples too that get killed too. They're CPU characters. Yeah, looking at a sick game. I was like, Ivan, sign me up, fam. I can't wait for this Great Escape game. Yeah, looking at a sick game. Yeah, the Great Escape game will be very popular. That's why I tell Keanu Reeves and all of them, yeah, I'm doing a game. You guys want to be part of the game? Heck yeah, Ivan, sign me up. I want to be part of that game. I want to be a part of that game. All the actors are going to want to be a part of my games, man. Yeah, it's fucking cool. I'm paying you good money for it too, right? But I'm not giving you a piece of the back end, guys. I know you guys are greedy. I'm not going to give the actors a piece of the back end. You guys are getting greedy. I'm not going to give you guys a piece of the back end. So I'm sorry for the game. Otherwise, they're duping you and you're overpaying them. You're way overpaying them. You're being far too generous and they're ripping you off. So I'm sorry? Yeah. Does it come with perks, Ivan? Yes, it comes with perks. The actors sign their master contracts, and their contract also comes with perks, and they also get potential earnings in speaking, which can range from $250,000 to even $800 to $1 million in speaking. If I speak at 80 to 90 places, the actors can pull in their $900,000 in speaking. That's why the Hollywood agents are greedy. Yeah, if Keanu Reeves makes $800,000 in speaking, we want 10% of that. If Tom Cruise makes $800K in speaking, we want 10% of that. If Matt Damon makes $800K in speaking, we want 10% of that. If Ben Affleck makes $800K in speaking, we want 10% of that. If Robert Downey Jr. makes $800,000 in speaking, we want 10% of that. Yeah, the agents are greedy, man. They're 10, 50, 20%, or however much they take. Yeah, they're greedy. Yeah, I want a piece of their speaking money too. Yeah, you guys get your 10%, whatever it is, or your 50%, whatever it is, off the actors' earnings, all the actors' earnings, even their speaking. But the $2,000 gift card, you don't touch, guys. That's a gift from the company. You're not touching that. Ivan, do we get a $2,000 gift card? I'm like, no, you don't. You don't get a $2,000 gift card, you guys. The agents don't get a $2,000 gift card. They get a piece of all the actors' earnings, but they don't get a $2,000 gift card. I'm not giving you guys a $2,000 gift card. You're not getting a $2,000 gift cards. I'm sorry. Yeah. saying? So I'm not going to have Matt Damon compete with Ben Affleck. I don't think that's a good idea. They're best friends. I can just have Matt Damon. I can have Matt Damon be one of the couples that get killed in the movie. He's also my first choice, and he'll be competing with other actors. So you can do a thing where you have Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in the same movie because they're best friends, which is pretty cool. Obviously, yeah, that's the best way to make it work. I don't want to have Matt Damon compete with Ben Affleck for the job. They're best friends. It can get heated because they really want that job so bad. Just have Matt Damon be one of the couples. And he's my first choice. You have him compete with other actors in Hollywood. I'll have Cillian Murphy compete with Paul Bettany for the recruiter, the mysterious recruiter. Yeah, he's here for the job too. I know I'm doing, yeah. Some sound. Yeah. So if you're not going to pay Matt Damon a bonus, no, Matt Damon is only worth $55 million. He's not a bigger A-lister, he's a smaller A-lister. He's a pretty big actor, but he's not a bigger A-lister. So for him, I'm not going to pay him a bonus. But I'll pay him a rich I'll pay him the high end. I can pay him a $15.9 million salary, rich salary. I can give him $26 million at the back end. That's like a $40 million deal, right? 15.9 plus 26. Sorry. Plus 26 is a $41.9 million deal. Then I can pay Matt Damon $2.3 million for the game. And I can give him like $1.2 million for the merch. So Matt Damon's had a $45.4 million deal. And he gets like his 100 plus thousand for the promos. That's 45.5. And if he goes speaking and he makes $500 plus $1,000, he signed a $46 million deal. Matt Damon doesn't make $46 million. He makes like his 10, his 8, 12. $46 million deal is like a $4 million deal in American money. Yeah. Around there, right? $34 million deal in American money. Around there. $34 million after taxes is what? $21 million around there. So Matt Damon's walking away, I don't know, like $18 million is back around there. After taxes and his agent's cut. 17, 18 million is back. That's a lot of money for him. Yeah, he doesn't make that in Hollywood. Not so much guys like Will Smith make in Hollywood. And now you guys understand why my company blows out of the water. All these actors that sign massive deals are getting paid, man. That's why they're all gonna beg after, you know what I'm saying? I do The Greatest Abe. All those actors who are chosen for The Greatest Abe, they're all begging me to resign from this movie. I'm like, holy shit. All these actors like Brie Larson, John Krasinski, Matt Damon, Cillian Murphy, you know what I'm saying? Paul Bettany, Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington, Robert Downey Jr., Ben Affleck are begging me. Scarlett Johansson, Nicole Kidman are begging me to resign them. Holy shit, these are all powerful actors. And they're all begging hard. Ivan, please, man, can I be your next movie? I'm like, no, guys, you're not good for the romance story. Ivan, man, I don't want to go back to Hollywood. I want to work for you, man, for the rest of my life. I don't want to work in Hollywood. Even guys like Tom Cruise, who's huge. He's a huge, powerful actor in Hollywood. Even he will beg to, Ivan, man, can I be your next movie? I'm like, no, Tom Cruise. You're not good for the romance story at all, okay? Ivan, please, man, I don't want to go back to Hollywood, man. Your company blows out of the water, man. I don't want to go back to Hollywood, Ivan, man. Our careers feel worthless without you, Ivan. Please, man, I want to be in your next movie, man. Please. Like, you pay way more than what Hollywood pays. You gain better perks. You know what I'm saying? Your company blows out of the water. Bigger budget movies. Your company blows out of the water. I know, guys, but you're not good for the romance story. And they're all begging. Even Tom Cruise will beg, too, if he's chosen, man. He'll beg, man. And he's a big, powerful actor in Hollywood, but he'll beg because he knows my company's... I got him out of the Hollywood system, and I paid him... He signed like a $270 million deal. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. He makes like his... He doesn't make that in Hollywood. Yeah, Tom Cruise. He knows I can pay him way more. Tom Cruise knows if he's in the hit of that movie, I can easily pay him $200 million on the back end. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. He makes like his 12, 20, 25, 34 million Hollywood. And sometimes he gets a nice piece of the royalties, but even that's not the kind of money I'm paying him for my movie. My company blows out of the water. That's why he'll beg too. Keanu Reeves will beg. Matt Damon will beg. They're all gonna beg, man. It's crazy. My company's burned Hollywood. Yeah, it's burned Hollywood. I'm sorry. Well, Russell Crowe and Timothy Chalamet beg if they're chosen for Zaynus. Yes, they're gonna beg too. All the actors for my movies are all gonna beg, man, because my company's burned Hollywood and it pays more and better perks. And I got them out of the Hollywood system. Don't forget that, right? I got them out of the Hollywood system. Yeah, my company's burned Hollywood. They know I have. Their agents know I can make my movies for much more money, bigger budget movies, better technology movies, and they also I save their ass, and they want to be saved. They don't want to be left behind, and they know my company's burned Hollywood. I can pay them more. They know the actors' agents know I can easily pay them more than what Hollywood ever pay them. Hence why all the agents representing the Great Escape stars are gonna tell the actors, yeah, beg your ass off for Ivan for you to resign you with the next movie. Beg. Be desperate and beg your ass off, and they're all desperate, begging, man. Even the big powerful actors are begging me to resign them. As I mean, VJ are boss, man. We're fucking boss. We're boss, yeah, man. We're boss, me and VJ. That's why VJ made that Baron East song, Ivan, because me and her are boss, man. Even the bigger aces are begging their ass off me and VJ resign them. The big stars! The powerful actors are also begging too, yeah, because they know they're even if when they go back to Hollywood and Hollywood offers them a lot of money, they know their career is a side attention, man. Ivan's their unique movie with KJ Apa and Zendaya is the main event, not their movies. Their movies are all the side attention. Now, even though Hollywood offered me a lot of money, my career feels worth it. My movies are a side attention. I want to go back to being left behind in Hollywood. They don't want to be left behind in Hollywood. They want to be saved. I saved their ass. They want to be saved. Me and VJ saved their asses. Now they want to be saved. They don't want to be left behind. I know my company's burned Hollywood. That's why they're all begging. It's crazy. Some Sarah? Yeah. My idea for The Great Escape, Matt Damon's wife in the movie, they almost escape. Matt Damon's a badass fighter too, but he ends up getting killed. Whereas me and VJ were the lucky ones who escape. But Matt Damon gives like the hitmen a run for their money, but he ends up getting killed too. He ends up getting killed with his wife, and John Krasinski Larson get killed too. Honestly, and then the other B-list actors, their couples, they get killed too. Some Sarah. Stephen Amell's good too. You can have Stephen Amell, the guy who's in Suits LA. You can have him compete with. You can have him be one of the. He's a B-list actor. You can have him compete for the job. You can pay him for the high end 4. He did Arrow. Arrow's a pretty big show. Pay him $4.9 million for the movie. You can give him $250K, $300K for the merch, and pay him $1.5 million for the game. That's a good deal for him. Yeah, he signed like a 7-something million. He doesn't make $7 million. He makes like his $1 million $800K for his shows. Yeah, it's a good contract from him, obviously. You can have Grant Austin, the guy who did Flash, compete too for the job. One of the couples, you can do that. But for the woman, who's good for the job? Yeah, you have some of those guys compete for the job, obviously. Some Sarah. Yeah. The Great Escape. That's why The Great Escape will have crazy buzz too, because you have all these big stars, big actors in the movie, man. That's why the movie will have a lot of buzz, man, because you have all these A-listers in the movie. It's crazy. It'll have crazy wide buzz too. Not as crazy as Zane's, but it'll have crazy wide buzz The Great Escape too, man. Yeah, I guarantee that I will go world touring for The Great Escape too. I'll be going world touring for all my movies most likely. Yeah. 75% chance I go world touring, 25% chance I don't go world touring, maybe around there, right? There's no way I'm not going to go world touring. It's an Ivan VJ movie. The world's going crazy. Guaranteed people are going to call my office, Ivan, we want to interview you, and we end up going on a world tour for The Great Escape too. I'm going to tell my secretaries to tell The Great Escape actors' agents, make sure you don't forget to bring your passport. If you guys forget your passport, I got to fly you back home and you're not going to go on the world tour with me. And they're all going to be pissed off. Yeah, you want to go be a part of the world tour with me for The Great Escape, the crazy buzz around the world, travel around the world, you got to bring your passport. And I'll provide you guys with your Ziploc bags, and that's where you store all your checks. And if you lose your checks, guys, I'm not going to be compensating you. So if you make your 500,000, 700K in speaking, you bring your Ziploc bag, put the checks in your Ziploc bag. I'm going to tell my secretaries to tell their agents that. And whenever you want to go downstairs and have a beer, drink at the bar with your co-stars in the hotel, go swimming, go to the gym in the hotel, go to the store and buy your wife or your kids clothes on stuff. Make sure you put your Ziploc bag where you stored all your checks in a safe place. Don't leave it out in the open. Otherwise, your tenants who clean your hotel rooms, they can steal your check. When it comes to money, people are crazy in this world. People can steal your money. Don't ever leave it out. I'm gonna tell the secretaries to tell their agents that, because if you lose your checks, guys, as part of the contract, Sky Source will not be compensated. I'm not gonna be compensating you for the world tour. Everything else you got to be compensated for. I don't have to worry about that because it's direct deposit. But for the world tour, if you lose your checks, guys, I'm not gonna be compensating you. So you make sure you put it in a Ziploc bag and you put it in your briefcase when you're leaving your hotel room. One of your tenants are gonna clean your room. Leave it in your briefcase. Don't leave it out. Otherwise, they can steal your checks. That's a lot of money. I don't know. The actors have like 80, like 90 checks in their Ziploc bag, like 500, 700K worth of checks. Your tenants can steal it. That's why I put it in a safe place where they don't see it. Otherwise, if you leave it out, they can be tempted to steal like 1 or 2 checks, man. They can steal your checks, man. Yeah. We live in a corrupt world when it comes to money, right? Yeah. Some second. Give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna go upstairs and get a coffee. I'll be back in a sec. Hope you guys are enjoying this show about The Great Escape. Alright, guys, I'm back. Well, I was just gonna get more coffee. No, seriously, guys, man. If you lose your checks, I'm not gonna be compensating you for the world tour, for The Great Escape actors, right? You make sure you. I'll have my. Me and Vija will buy all the Ziploc bags. I'll have my presents buy it. You give them your business card, they buy it. Okay, buy. There's a good, I don't know, 10 actors coming with us. Buy a good like 20 Ziploc bags for everyone, and that's where we store all the checks. They won't have enough room to store the checks in their wallet, hence why put it in like a Ziploc bag. A Ziploc bag, a big Ziploc bag is enough to hold like 100 checks. Or you can have 2 Ziploc bags. So I'm saying, and don't forget to bring your passport. Because even though you're flying proudly on my private jet around the world for the world tour for the Great Escape, the customs security, they still check the plane, they check your bags, everything. They ask for your passports. You got to bring your passports, otherwise you can't fly with me on a world tour. But your expenses are all paid for. Your traveling expenses are paid for. You're flying on my private jet. Your living expenses are paid for. You're staying in a lush hotel suite. I'm going to tell the presidents, don't book like $10,000 night suites. Book like $1,500, $1,000, $2,000. Don't go any higher than like $3,000 for the suites, man. Otherwise, you're going to drain the budget. But I told you, I'm going to have probably a good maybe $20 million left over in the budget for the Great Escape. And the world tour will cost me maybe $2.5 million. It's easy affordable. But don't get like $10,000 night suites. Make sure you have a stay in a luxury hotel. Not a standard one, a luxury one. But don't book like super expensive suites. Book like $1,500 ones, $2,000 ones, $1,000 ones, $2,500 ones, $3,000 ones. Don't go any higher than $3,000. And you also have to pay for the transportation, 24-hour limo services for all of us. The limo driver takes us to the event, yeah. And you have to pay for the feeding too. So we go to a buffet. Every time we land in a city, you find a buffet restaurant where we all stay, and that's where we eat our food. And Yakas get their buffet for breakfast, for lunch, and dinner. That way they're well fed. If you guys want to go downstairs and have a drink with your co-stars at the bar, and go to the store and go to the theaters and all that stuff, that's your own money. I'm not paying for you, man. But you get your limo service transportation that will take you to wherever you want to go. But sometimes when I do the parties with the actors, that's on me. I'll have the presents, get the alcohol and everything. I pay for all that. And sometimes I'll do a thing where I take all the actors to the movie theaters. We see a movie on theaters with the actors. Some Sarah for the movies. Some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why my family was all water. That's why they're gonna beg. After experiencing that world tour with me, all the parties, the fame, all those actors for the Great Escape are gonna beg too, man. It's crazy. They're like, I feel like I'm not kidding around. I know you think I'm joking, man. I'm not joking around. Can you please resign for the next movie? I'm like, no, guys, you're not good for the next movie. But they're all gonna be begging hard, and some of them might cry. Ivan, VJ, please. Please, 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 Ivan, please. You know what I'm saying? Please. You know what I'm saying? They're begging hard. I'm like, look, man, you're not good for their unique with Keisha Appa and Zendaya. You're not good, man. At all. Oh my god. They're begging hard, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man. They're begging hard. Yeah, man. So, Ivan, Matt Damon's your first choice. Yeah, I'll have Matt Damon. Matt Damon's really good for the movie. Matt Damon, I can have him as my first choice as one of the couples. I don't want to have him compete with Ben Affleck. So to give both of them an opportunity to be in your movie, have Matt Damon be one of the couples. And Matt Damon and his wife in the movie, they almost escape, but they end up getting killed. Matt Damon gives them a run for his money, but he gets killed. Whereas me and VJ are the lucky ones who escape. That's why we're looking at a sick movie, man. Yeah, man. You know how Matt Damon was badass in the Bourne Identity movies? Yeah, he's a badass fighter in the Bourne Identity movies. Me and VJ will be badass fighters like Keanu Reeves and John Wick. And Matt Damon in the Bourne series. You know how Matt Damon was a badass assassin in the Bourne series, and you had Hitman come after him. He was kicking ass. Yeah, he gives him run for his money, but he ends up getting killed. With him and his wife end getting killed. Yeah, and John Krasinski and Brie Larson, they get killed too. Yeah. In the movie. Looking at a sick movie, a big criminal organization. Yeah, looking at a sick movie. I bet Affleck's the big boss, or Rob Downey Jr., or Denzel Washington. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I bet Affleck's my first choice. So, Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. So, Sarah? So Chad Stahelski is your chosen director. Yeah, I'm gonna have Chad Stahelski direct. I don't think there's anyone better than him for the job. Christopher Nolan's good for the movie too, but the problem with Christopher Nolan, he's more expensive. I don't feel like taking out more money in the budget. I don't feel like giving more away of my royalties. I'm already giving a good chunk of my royalties away for the box office. Christopher Nolan, you have to pay him like $200 million in the back end. He's a big, powerful director. I don't feel like paying him that. I can easily afford it, but he's expensive. Chad Stahelski's cheaper. Chad Stahelski would gladly do a movie for a $5 million bonus, a $12 million salary, $11 million salary, and a $22 million in the back end. He'll gladly do a movie for that kind of money. Because he's your star director, you got to make sure Chad Stahelski gets paid too, right? You got to pay him well. But if he gets greedy and he wants like $60 million, I'm like, no, Chad Stahelski, you're not worth that. I'll pay you like $22, $23 million in the back end. You get a $5 million bonus. I can pay you like a $12 million salary. That's a good deal for you, Chad. It's still alive. I would make his in Hollywood. Yeah, you don't make his in Hollywood. Some Sarah. Yeah. Ivan, what budget are you giving me for the movie? I'm like, Chad, you want to know? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, man. I'm making the movie for like $720 million. You're making The Greatest Escape for $720 million. That's an unlimited budget, Ivan. Yeah. I for John Wick, we only made a movie for like $60 million, and the movie was badass. Like you and your actors are gonna be badass movie stars. Yeah, they're gonna be badass movie stars. Because I'm making it for $700 million. So picture James Bond, Bourne Identity, Mission Impossible on steroids for The Great Escape. Because I'm making it for $700 million. Looking at an unheard of movie, I'm putting it on a 150, $180 million towards visual effects for the movie. That's what we're looking at. Badass fighting scenes, badass car chases. Yeah, we're looking at a sick movie. And I'll have Hans Zimmer compose The Great Escape too, but I'm not going to be signing for They're Unique. He'll beg why, can I compose you They're Unique? So I'm like, no, Hans Zimmer, you're not good for They're Unique. They're Unique, I'll choose someone else. Yeah. So I'm saying, huh? So Hans Zimmer, I'll have him compose the Zaynus score, and I'll also have him compose the Great Escape score. But he's not good for They're Unique. But he'll beg the live man, please. I'm like, no, man, Hans Zimmer, I'm not going to sign you for They're Unique. I saved you for 2 movies. That's good enough. You're going to go back to Hollywood Left Behind. You deserve, okay? Yeah. Yeah. I can do a thing for the promos. I can pay. I can just pay the actors like like $250K or something like that for the promos. Like the Zaya stars, I can pay them $250, $300K for the promos. That way they get paid. Considering you're not paying them for 2 years, right? And the Great Escape actors, you can pay them $250K for all the promos, for the magazine photo shoots and the commercials. They get a $2,000 check for that. That's a good deal for them. They get paid for that. That way they get paid pretty good money, right? Yeah. Yeah. Will the actors be blown away by your buffet? Yes, they will. They're blown away. Like, holy shit, Ivan and Vijay are spoiling us, man. Like, we're getting paid all this money. We're part of this a crazy, like, unheard of technology movie for The Great Escape, and he's serving us an all-you-can-eat, like, amazing buffet, man. All-you-can-eat amazing food. Hamburger sliders, you know what I'm saying? Crispy fries with cheese, gravy, a poutine option. You have your ribs, your barbecue ribs, your barbecue wings, your sweet and sour ribs, your sweet and sour wings. You know what I'm saying? You have your your um your your fried rice and your teriyaki meats, your pork, your beef, your chicken balls. I might have lasagna. You have your huge salad bar, coleslaw, potato salad, macaroni salad. You have your lettuce. You have all the vegetables, the carrots, the peas, the corn, the sushi, the lobster. You have chicken. You can have a Cobb salad. You can have all fish. You know what I'm saying? You have vegetables. You can have a vegetarian salad, like a unheard of luxury buffet, man. Yeah, for the Great Escape too, right? That's why they're gonna beg, because Hollywood doesn't spoil the actors like that, man. Sometimes Hollywood does have a buffets, and they might spoil the actors with some nice food, obviously. But chances are that it's not the kind of food I'm serving them. They're getting spoiled and all you can eat like buffet. Some saying, yeah, man. So for the Great Escape, what I'm gonna do is, we film in New York first, and after that we film in Italy, because most of the movie takes place in Italy. But the part where we can't find jobs, I'm gonna film that in New York. So you have to have the crewmen build sets in New York and also build sets in Italy. And we film in New York first, and after that we film in Italy for the movie. I want the movie to take place in Italy. The secret organization criminal empire is in Italy. Yeah. And all the Hollywood actors will be shocked by how good I am. You know what I'm saying, I sign all those stars, whoever's chosen, right, to those massive contracts. And they're like, Ivan, Vijay, you're paying us all this money, more than what we're making in Hollywood, and there's no strings attached to the contract. I'm like, what do you mean strings attached to the contract? Ivan, you're paying me this, and you're giving me my freedom, and you're paying me this in free cash. I'm like, what? You think I'm a dirty businessman? I'm not gonna make you pay, man. I'm a good king. Me and VJ got our freedom. I got you out of the Hollywood system. You get paid all these millions, more than what you make in Hollywood. And I also give you your freedom too. I'm not a dirty businessman. You get your freedom with me. They're like, holy shit. And some of them might cry. Because in Hollywood, there's no such thing as freedom, man. You have to do it to make your money. Oh, that's how it works, right? Yeah. And that's why I'm not selling, because I know if I go to Hollywood, me and VJ are not free. We're dirty slaves. We sold to the Hollywood system. Yeah, that's why I'm not selling. Me and VJ get our freedom. All the Hollywood actors chosen for my movies, I get them out of the Hollywood system. They get their freedom with me. But because I gave you your freedom and I'm paying you more than what you make in Hollywood, I expect you guys to destroy the role and work your ass. I don't worry about it. I'm going to work hard for you. And they work harder for me than what they even do in Hollywood, because I paid them more money and I gave them their freedom too. Don't forget that, right? Yeah. Because I'm a clean businessman. I'm a good king. I'm a righteous king. I'm not evil like the fucking Gates who are going to turn me into a porn star and have me share if I saw in Hollywood. I'm clean. I'm not dirty like the Gates. I'm sorry. Yeah. Almost out here, guys. Give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna charge my phone. Because I'm gonna go get my beer and smokes after this. I like listening to music when I get my beer and smokes, right? Back in a sec, guys. Charge my phone. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. Yeah. So all the Hollywood stars are going to work really hard for me. Yeah, they're going to work harder for me than what they even do in Hollywood because I paid them more money. And I'm giving them better perks and I save their ass. And they also know I gave them their freedom. They're free. They get paid all that money. You get to be a famous movie star with me and VJ and get paid all your millions. More than what you make in Hollywood when you're free. You get your freedom with me and VJ. Yeah, whereas in Hollywood, they're dirty slaves, obviously. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. 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 So are you really telling me that some of the actors might cry when they beg? Yes. Some of them might cry because I saved their ass. Me and VJ saved their asses, man. They were saved. They're not there. They were not left behind. You know, when they go back to Hollywood, their careers are a side tangent. That's why they're gonna beg, man. Even the big guys are begging, and the big guys don't struggle anymore. It's like guys like Matt Damon, John Krasinski, Brie Larson, Keanu Reeves, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington, Ben Affleck. Those guys don't struggle any roles, man. They get roles with ease. Yeah, and they're still begging because they know I can pay them more. And my company's burned in Hollywood and they were saved. They don't want to be left behind. They know when they go back to Hollywood, they're going to be left behind. And their career feels meaningless. It's not meaningless. Their career is not meaningless. The fans are still going to watch the movies. But it feels meaningless. It feels like as if no one cares about your movies, man. And Ivan's their unique movie with VJ and Gage Alvarez and Zendaya is the main event. Yeah. Because me and VJ are king and queen. We're ruling over the world. We're the main event around the world. Whereas all these guys' movies in Hollywood are side tension. So, Sarah? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And when all those big, powerful, Great Escape actors beg, I'm going to be shocked. I'm like, holy shit, man. All these powerful actors in Hollywood who don't struggle any roles, who get paid a lot of money, are begging me just to resign them. And some of them are even crying, Ivan, please, man, can I be your next movie, man, please? I don't want to go back to Hollywood, Ivan. I want to work for you. I want to be saved. I don't want to be left behind, Ivan. Keanu Reeves might cry, yeah, Ivan, please. I say, I'm like, guys, man, you're not good for the romance story at all, okay? You're not good with the movie at all. Oh my god. You're not good, Samsara. You're not good, yeah. Samsara. You're not good. But their agent's gonna tell the Great Escape actors, yeah, beg your ass off, be desperate, beg your ass off for IMDb just to resign you. beg the team, beg Ivan and Regis to resign you guys. You're gonna tell the Yakkers that. The Yakkers are gonna beg. Beg their ass off. They're begging hard, man. And when they're begging, they're not joking around. They're being very sincere. Like, Ivan, please, I'm not. Like, Ivan, I know you think I'm joking. I'm not joking, man. Can you please save my ass, man? I don't want to go back to Hollywood and be left behind. I want to work for you. All the Hollywood actors in my movies are going to want to work for me for the rest of their life until they pass away. They grow old and pass away. Yeah. They want a career for skyscrapers. They don't want to go back to Hollywood. Once you're in my movie, you're not going to want to go back to Hollywood because my company is much better in Hollywood. It pays more, and I offer better perks, and I saved their ass. They were saved. I don't want to go back. They experienced that international fame with me from my Great Escape movie. They're going to beg their ass off, all those actors, man. Yeah, they're going to beg. Like, Ivan, VJ, please, man, please, resign us, please. They're begging hard. I'm like, no. You're not here for the very unique with Keisha Happens and Deus, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll have one beer. No, I'll save this beer for later. Yeah. Some sour? Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to start going on the treadmill. I took 2 weeks off. I'm going to start fresh tonight. I'm going to go on the treadmill tonight. Do a nice, 1 hour workout on the treadmill. Yeah. Some sour? So Ivan, if Russell Crowe's chosen for Zanus, he'll beg too. Yeah, he'll beg too, man. Timothée Chalamet is a pretty big actor. He'll beg too. Oh, Ivan, please, man, can I be in that Secret Agent movie, man? I'm like, no, man, you're not good for the movie, man. Oh, Ivan, please. Please, I'm saying, I'm like, no, guys, you're not good for the Great Escape of Keanu Reeves or Tom Cruise. I'm saying, you're not good. So I'm saying, you're not good for the movie. Or Russell Crowe's actually good for the movie too, but I'm not going to re-sign him. Otherwise, it's not fair to the other actors, right? You can't resign the actors. It's not fair to the other actors. You have to give other actors an opportunity to be in your movie. It's not just about you, right? You can't be selfish. But all the Zane stars are going to beg me to resign them. They want to be in that Secret Agent movie so bad. Man, look, man, you're not good for the next movie. With Keanu Reeves, I'm sorry. You're not good. Yeah. You're not good, Samsara. Do the actors get their own chairs and everything? Yeah, you know in Hollywood how the actors have their own chairs with their names on it? Yeah. The actors get their own chairs with their names on it when they sit down. You know, so I'm like, I'll be top notch. Yeah, it's the new Hollywood. Sky's Entertainment will be the new Hollywood, man. It's better than Hollywood. Yeah, where all the Great Escape actors are like, holy shit, man. Ivan's company bowls how the war. Like, the technology for the Great Escape is better than James Bond and Born Identity. Because I'm making it for $700 million. Yeah, unheard of technology, man. For the movie, it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Do the actors get their own dressing room for the Great Escape? No, they have to share the dressing room. Only me and VJ get our own dressing room because we're the boss. Me and VJ get our own dressing room. We have our own makeup artists, hair designers. Whereas the actors have their own dressing room for their costumes for the movie and everything, but they're sharing it. Yeah, but they get their own nice brand new trailer. I'm gonna rent portable showers where they take a shower. They get their own electronic toothbrush. They get their own toothpaste. They get their own mouthwash for the movie for the Great Escape 2. Getting spoiled, yeah. They have their own attendants that wash their clothes too in the portable laundry machines. Yeah. So how it works is whenever you have dirty clothes, just put it in the bin, and the attendants will take care of your clothes for you. They'll wash all your clothes and hang it in your trailer for you. Your dry clothes in your trailer. Yeah, they're getting spoiled. Hollywood probably does that too, obviously, right? Hollywood, the actors get spoiled that too sometimes, probably, right? Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. But the Great Escape will go by fast. It's only like a 2.5 year project. Like first year is pre-production, 2 years of pre-production, and then the third year production starts. And the Great Escape will only take like 3.5, 4 months to film, and then we're done. 4 months is nothing. Yeah, that'll go by so fast. And then filming is done. And I do like, I don't know, 2.5 months of world touring if I go world touring. And then post-production will take maybe 4 months, 5 months to edit the film, and it's ready to go straight to 4K on Amazon. And I ended off with the Red Card event in Italy and the 2-day party with all the actors, and the journey ends after that. And that's when all the actors of the Great Escape are going to beg, but they're not good for their illegal cage outfits, and they are. So I'm saying? Yeah. So I beware of the greedy agents. Yeah, man. Scarlett Johansson might push for a $100 million royalty check. Her agent might push for that. I'm like, no, man. Scarlett's not worth that. She gets 80 of the back end, and Ben doesn't get 100 either. He gets, or 95. He gets 75. Keanu Reeves is, I'm not paying him any more than 135, and Tom Cruise, I'm not paying him any more than 185 for the back end. That's good enough for him. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. What about 70 million salary for Tom Cruise? I'm like, no, I can't afford to pay him that. First of all, Tom Cruise gets 51. 20.9 million bonus, 30 million salary. That's a good enough deal for him. He doesn't make that in Hollywood for his base. He gets 185 million of the back end. I can pay him 60 million for the game. I can give him like like 12 million for the merch. 12.5 million, 13 million for the merch. That's a good deal for Tom Cruise. For the back end profits of the merch, obviously. What about 13.5 million for the merch? And like 20 million. What about 25 million for the back end for the merch? I'm like, no. Tom Cruise gets 13.5. That's good enough. I'm not paying more than that, man. You guys are getting greedy, man. I know you guys are sharks. You smell underwater. I'm not going to overpay you guys and have them rip me off, man. I'm already overpaying them more than what they make in Hollywood. I'm not paying them more money. You guys are getting greedy. It's a deal, Ivan. They don't even make this in Hollywood. Yeah, they don't make this in Hollywood. Tom Cruise, like, it's a deal. I don't even make this in Hollywood. Yeah, you don't make this in Hollywood, Tom Cruise. So I'm sorry. Does it come with perks, Ivan? Yes, it comes with perks. It comes with perks too. So I'm saying? Yeah. Because Tom Cruise is a very big actor. He's worth $600 million. He's huge. That's why the agents might tell me, Ivan, like, Tom Cruise is big, man. You know how big this guy is? Yeah, I know. I know he's a big actor in Hollywood, but he's not me and VJ. Hence why I'm not going to let him do that. He'll help build the bus for my movie, but he's not me and VJ. I'm not going to let him do that, man. I'm not going to give Tom Cruise like 300 million royalties. You're fucking crazy. That's a good chunk of me and VJ's profits, man. Because me and VJ are going to make maybe 3.74 billion off the Great Escape. You don't want to give Tom Cruise $300 million in royalties, man. And he's duping you, man. You're giving him what you're overpaying him. And you're giving him a lot of your money, man. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that stuff. No, 185 million for Tom Cruise is enough. That's enough money for him. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. You sound like a 70 million deal around there, right? A massive contract for him. Yeah, he doesn't make that in Hollywood, and it comes with perks. So I'm saying, Matt Damon might get greedy and his agent might push for 20 million. I'm like, no, Matt Damon gets 50.9. What about 40 million of the back end for Matt Damon? I'm like, no, he's a small acer. I'm not paying him 40. He's not worth that. He gets 26. I can pay him the high end. He gets 26 of the back end. You can pay him like 2 point. You can pay him his like 3. No, 2 point like 5, 2.6, 2.5 million for the game, Matt Damon. you can give him $1.2 million with the merch. He signed like a $46 million deal, which is like a 33, 34 million deal in American, 32 million deal in American money, whatever it is. He's walking away with like 19, 18 million in his bank. Matt Damon, that's a lot of money for him. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. He's getting paid. That's a good deal for him. I'm sorry. And it comes with the perks. I'm sorry. Beware, Ivan, of the greedy Hollywood actors, agents, and managers. They're greedy pigs. No, seriously, Ivan, I'm talking to you. You have to be careful for the greedy Hollywood actors, agents, and managers. They're greedy pigs, man. They're going to try their best to suck more of your back end money, man, for your movie merchant game, man. They're greedy pigs, man. So I'm saying, be careful for the agents. They're all going to accept my deal, but they're going to try and push more money because they're greedy, man. They're greedy pigs, Hollywood actors, agents. Yeah, and managers, they're greedy pigs. Be careful, Ivan. Samsara? Yeah. Hence why the Greatest Hit will also be a masterpiece. And hence why my Scotch is coming will blow out of the water, guys. It'll blow out of the water. Anyways, here's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. I talked for an hour and 36 minutes. That's good enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this show about The Great Escape. Stay tuned. I'll make a video tomorrow after my shit identities. Or I might make a video maybe later on tonight. Another video. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is Adam. I'm signing up. Peace, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Peace out.